Hey guys, so today I want to take a look here at get my Galaxy Note 2 here, which is having Android, of course, versus iOS 7 Beta 2 on my iPhone 5 here. So this will be a little bit interesting, I think, to compare these two phones. Apple finally is updating their operating system with iOS 7. And I've been going over the first beta, but there are some new additions in the beta too that you might be curious in if you do like trying new things out. So the first thing is that voice memo is back. The first thing is, and then that's also how you can see that I am having iOS 7. You can also see it some other ways, like this new icon in the control center. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to check out what we are running here, and also if you want to see separate videos, please let me know about that and I'll see what I can do when I go with separate apps with these two phones. So you can see here that I'm having Android 4.1.2 on the bad boy Galaxy Note 2. This is a 4G edition also of the Galaxy Note 2. Tap on software update and see. There we go, we have the latest updates and all, so that's very good. So voice memo is back with the new iOS 7, as I said, so you can also now record voice stuff. Of course, there's probably third-party apps also that can do that for you if you are interested in that. Not quite sure if we have an app like that. We should probably have an app like that on the Galaxy Note 2. So let's see here, music player, nope, I don't see it over here. Voice search. Maybe you can see it, but this phone is super huge, has super many features, so hard to go over all of the features in just one single video. But of course with Android, I mean, there's so many different kinds of apps that can record your voice if you need to have an app like that. iOS 7 Beta 2 still has this app layout. You still can't have widgets, of course. Apple doesn't like widgets, or I'm not sure if they don't like widgets, but definitely more dynamic here with Android. Here you can see here I have a music player, and of course I can just download a ton of more apps. And also some of the cool things with some apps is that I can make them bigger. So let's say here I would play music. I have a lot of songs and I want to display them all. I can just make this widget bigger, and then also we do have some nice widgets here. Also you can see this very nice widget up here at the top, which is displaying the current weather where I'm located. So very nice. Cool search widget also. That could be quite useful. I use them all the time when I want to search for stuffs. You can also see my wallpaper there in the background. If you just want to see your apps, of course, just go over here. And there we go. There we have that section. And also, in terms of voice search, that's one of the new additions, of course. That Siri now has new male and female voices. So Siri, Apple's voice assistant. What is 2 plus 2?
The answer is 4.
You can see that I had a male voice. If I want to do some voice search, of course, with my there are two ways, or probably maybe even more ways I can do it on my Samsung device. So I can use S Voice, which is Samsung's response to Siri. What is 2 plus 2?
I don't know if I can answer that properly. I can't do an internet search for 2 plus 2.
Oh my god, it didn't even know what is 2 plus 2. So you can see it's kind of like a cheap variant of Siri. Most of the times it will work, it can set up alarms for you and stuff, but most of the times it will be a little bit slower. It won't probably most of the times not be as good as finding information, but it should have Wolfram Alpha integration. I'm pretty sure I've seen it with the S Voice, so let's try this one more time. What is 2 plus 2? What is 2 plus 2?
4.
There we go. Okay, so There we got the result. But if we do compare these two results here, we got just 4 there. Here we got a bunch of information here if you would like to check out more. Here you have the tap on the more button, and then you will see kind of the same information here. But overall feels like a cheap variant, but let's try to set an alarm here on both these two devices. So that's something that I usually use when I want to do something, set an alarm. Set alarm at 5 p.m.
Okay, your 5 p.m. alarm is on.
There we go.
That's difficult to answer. Let me search the internet for you.
So you can see here that it should have worked with the S voice if I wouldn't have if my S voice wouldn't have heard Siri in the background. It's a little bit slower there in the back, and when you run them at the same time, you clearly see that Siri, Apple's voice assistant, is way faster. But let's try it one more time. You have to let it work a little bit on it and be quiet a little bit. Set alarm at 5 p.m.
Saving the 1700 alarm.
There we go. You can see that it definitely works
Okay,
if
I
you
saved
have a
the
little bit of
alarm
a
for
patience.
1700.
But here's also one thing: you can't like disable it immediately. You can't even open up the app. While with Apple here, I can quickly disable it, and I can also click on it to open up the app. So definitely Siri is way more useful there. If you want to do some voice stuffs with your Note device, also of course you can just tap on this little icon here to fire up Google Now. So let's try that out. And of course Google Now is Google's new voice assistant. What is 2 plus 2?
The answer is 4.
And that one definitely, Google Now is definitely quicker than S voice, and it will kind of do the same thing as S voice and stuff. Set alarm at 5 p.m.
Setting alarm.
And here you can also quickly disable it. So definitely pretty cool there that you have multiple ways you can do that. You can also like hold down, use the menu key to fire up that feature. So that definitely is a little bit awesome. I should also tell you that in terms of multitasking, of course, it will probably be a little bit easier here on the Note. You can just hold down the back button to open up a separate app here, so you can have 2 apps running at the same time next to each other. The bad thing though is that this doesn't support all of the apps, but it does support the stock browser plus the maybe Gmail if you want to check mail at the same time, if you do use Gmail, which definitely is pretty useful over there. What I definitely do enjoy here, let's check out the multitasking. Just hold in there and just double tap over here. You can see that they kind of share the same UI here. It's a little bit different here. You swipe, here you go up and down, and you swipe to remove anything or stuff. You can also just hit one tap here to remove every single open app, which I have definitely used a ton. Where on the Apple device I have to go manually and swipe to remove things, which is a little bit more work there. Definitely do hope that Apple fix that little feature. And something I definitely do enjoy with iOS 7 Beta 2, or just iOS 7 in general, is that finally Apple is bringing up something called Control Center. So when you swipe from the bottom, let's see. There we go. Okay, that maybe was a glitch or something. When you swipe from the bottom of your phone, you will get finally some toggles here. Some toggles that you do get, of course, with the Samsung device. Samsung is pretty famous for having a lot of toggles here when you quickly want to enable or disable something. And definitely in the new Android update, Android 4.2, when that's going to come for the Note 2, we're probably going to see a ton of more toggles here. But you now have at least 5 toggles here inside of the iPhone, so we can quickly enable and disable stuff like Wi-Fi. And definitely I do enjoy this brightness slider that they also do have one of those, so you don't have to go into full settings to enable that, which is definitely very, 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 very useful. And also, I do think that in terms of UI, Samsung definitely has something to work on here to make it a little bit more cool here. It looks a little bit old here, especially when you go into settings. Just look at those buttons. Definitely feels like they can learn something from maybe Sony, HTC also. And also when we go into here, you can definitely see it looks a little bit more polished here on the iPhone 5. Definitely, of course, you can install custom firmwares on the Note 2, and there's some pretty cool ones if you definitely want to change the UI of the device. And of course, we shouldn't forget that you do get the S Pen with the Note 2, and the S Pen is something that I definitely do enjoy. And the why I enjoy it so much is that most of the times I will take a screenshot or something. So I will take a screenshot like this. There we go. And now what I can do is, if I want to edit something out, I can just blur it out like that. I can change colors here also. People do actually enjoy when you're playing with their faces and stuff. And then if I want to remove something that I did, I can just do that. I like the creative aspect of it and sending pictures to people, having fun with this. And of course, there's a ton of other things you can do with the S Pen. You can sign stuff, especially when you need to sign or just anything. It's definitely pretty cool, and I also think it's pretty cool to show off to people. But there's so many useful things you can do with the S Pen, and especially when you have a big phone, I definitely do believe that it's a little cool addition here. And it's actually not a gimmick for me, because I use it actually sometimes. And it really just feels easier when I want to blur something out to do it with the pen and quickly edit it out. And the pen really has been getting improved since the first generation Note, which is definitely something that I do enjoy a ton. And as I said, I also might do separate videos going over separate features, browser and stuff, because the browser in the iOS 7 definitely has been improved a lot. And also some new additions, of course, is that you now have iCloud with like Find My iPhone. You can also do things like photo stream, upload screenshots. You should be able to do that. And also that it's more transparent, and in general it should be a little bit more snappy. Of course, it's snappy on both these two devices when you have some storage still available. We can also go quickly check out some wallpapers. So let's go to the home screen. Let's go to live wallpapers, because this is pretty interesting. When we go to wallpapers here, you do get two live wallpapers here with the iPhone, which is two like bubble wallpapers, which is pretty interesting, because that was the same thing that you kind of do get inside of the Samsung device, like face beam and bubbles and deep sea here. So a lot of bubble effects there, and I might be taking a look at more cool live wallpapers in another video. But that was something that they think that we started to see in the first Galaxy Nexus from last year. That was a Samsung made device, or actually the year before that, I'm pretty sure. And that was back in the old days. But if you want to see any specific videos, specific maybe reading or something compared to the display, gaming with these two phones, please let me know about that, and I will see what I can do. And I appreciate all of the support and everything. It really do helps out, and the stuffs, maybe camera updates and things. We'll see what I can come up with. So until next time, have a great day. Peace.